Hey guys, what's going on? I know Christmas was yesterday. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope it was great. I'm gonna do something that I always look forward to doing every year, and that's the end of the year wrap-up video. So, 2016 was not a good year for a lot of people, and I know this because I look at my Facebook feed. I mean, whether it was the election or whether it was your favorite celebrity died, and I mean, we lost a lot of celebrities, and a lot of good ones at that. So, not going to talk about celebrities or politics. So, I'm just going to talk about what happened to me in 2016. So, what I did was I wouldn't, flub lines and fumble over lines and all that good stuff. I didn't really write a script, but I just wrote a list of the highlights from the year. Because, there are some months where it just didn't seem like I really did a whole lot, so I don't really want to just, talk about something uninteresting that's even uninteresting to me. So I'm just going to go through the list and talk about some of the stuff that happened to me in 2016. Okay, so let's start with one of the cool things first. So first I went to Vegas. I went for Otakon Vegas to sell my comics, and oh my god, sales were abysmal. But apparently it was abysmal for everybody else. But here was the weird thing. I heard that apparently people were, they were spending the $60, $65, whatever it costed to get in the con, and they were just sitting in the hallways on their cell phones. If I want to just sit and play on my cell phone, I'll stay home. I don't need to spend all that money to get into a convention. And if I want to hang out with my friends, we can go do something. And you're in friggin' Vegas. You'll find a place to hang out. I love Vegas, but, my God, I was there to do some work and network. So, I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. I can't wait till my next trip to Vegas. So, then I had my first date with Sherry, who is, as I've told you guys before, that is my now girlfriend. So, we went to this nice little Italian restaurant in Petersburg. And it's like the end of January, but yeah. That was a lot of fun. I still remember the date itself like it was yesterday. A lot of fun. So, and then we kind of jumped forward to February when I found out I had to move. So I'll make this quick because there's a lot of details here. So when I came back from Atlanta, I finished school, I came back to Atlanta, or I came back to Richmond. I moved back in with Mom. The plan was to kind of get myself out of debt. And, then I can go out on my own. Well, that didn't quite go as planned. So, I did work on paying off the loans. But the thing was, even though I was living at home, most people, seemed to think that, it was the first time I lived at home where I could just stockpile money and, save $200 or $300 a month. No, I wish that was the case. But no, not so much. So, my mom said that she was going to sell the house when my sister graduated in December. So, I thought, okay, cool. Still gives me a lot of time to move out. Or, plan to move out. Well, February rolls around, I come home from dinner, and my mom's talking to a realtor. And, I don't fault my mom for wanting to sell the house, because, the thing is, my sister had already moved in with her boyfriend. And then on top of that, it was really just me living there. My mom got remarried, and her husband, my stepdad, lives in another city. So it wasn't really effective for her to have that house anymore. So I found out that the house will be being sold even earlier. So I thought, oh crap, and I'm going to have to apply for an apartment. Not only is that going to be even more expensive, but, my credit score was absolute shit. So I didn't know exactly how that was going to work. I was worried I was not even going to get accepted for an apartment. Well, that's okay, because I applied for the apartment I lived in now, and I got accepted, almost immediately. So I was so happy about that. I was relieved that, at least I was going to have a place to live. So, then, while we were planning for that, Steph and I, or as you may know from the Podcast Dojo as Ray Ray, we decided that we were going to team up and produce our own channel, the Podcast Dojo. And that has been working out really well. So, originally we did it so we could do animations, and we still do plan to do that, but unfortunately real life caught up and said that's what you think. And we really haven't been able to produce any more animation. I still do want to continue the Dojo Destroyers arc that we are working on. It's going to be a stop motion comic. It's going to be a motion comic. So I definitely want to work on that. I want to get myself a little more financially stable because, as most know, some people don't, projects do cost money. And I certainly don't mind, especially because this is the kind of stuff I want to do. But, it doesn't change the fact that there's still a price tag on it. So, we did that, we started that. Our channel's still going strong. We're at 197 subscribers now, which is amazing. I certainly got there much faster than I did getting to 197 subscribers on this channel, the Cooking Dojo. So, then I went to Hawaii. That was a lot of fun. I missed the year before. And what was cool was my cousin, he's stationed in Hawaii right now, so I got to hang out with him, which was a lot of fun because I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was really good to see him and meet his new wife. I got to see my friends that I didn't get to see in previous years in Hawaii, and I got to meet some new ones, and it's just so great. I love my friends in Hawaii. Like, they really do feel like extended family to me. So I really hope I can go back again soon because to me that place gets better every single time I go. So then the day I got back from Hawaii, Sherry and I became official. We went out to dinner, and then, next thing we know, we had our first kiss, and then we decided that we were going to become boyfriend and girlfriend. It was great, and we're still together now. So, then I moved into my apartment in early May. I can't remember the exact day, but it was fairly early May. Oh my god. I'm very thankful that Steph and Cliff helped me move in, because I definitely couldn't have done this by myself, and I certainly didn't have money to hire people to help me move in. And it's just more fun to do that kind of thing with friends anyway. So, oh my god, that was... And then trying to balance work schedule, because anyone who's worked in the hospitality industry knows that sometimes it can be difficult to get days off, especially during, a busy time of the year. So, also, and then unfortunately, the week I got into my apartment, I got fired from my second job. And this is because, one of the PM sous chef at the Westin got fired. So they had to put somebody on the night shift, 2 days a week. And that sucks. I really hated working nights there. I like the people I worked with at night, but I hated working nights there. And it just really threw off my whole schedule. I hate it. I could make a whole new video on why I hated working night shifts there, but I'm not going to. That sucked. So I told a lot. See, that was the other problem working two jobs, was there was times where I'd get double booked. So I had to tell a loft, hey, I cannot work Saturday night. I have to work at the Westin because, let's be honest here, if you're making $13 an hour at one job and $9 at the other, you're gonna go with the $13 an hour job. So I got fired, and it really, from the second job, and that sucked. And for one, I thought it was really stupid because, I never got written up. They never sat me down in the office and said, we're gonna write you up, or you're not behaving the way you're supposed to. So that was pretty screwed up. But to tell you the truth, I think the reason why is, when I got the job, we had the agreement that I was gonna work part-time, unless I volunteered to work more hours. And that never happened. They started scheduling me borderline full-time hours. And I hated it. I was just wearing myself into the ground. Like, I'd have a day off and I would literally sleep the entire day. And yeah, I get it. You know, there's people that have to put their nose to the grindstone to feed their kids and keep their house. I get it, but I'm not talking about those people. So it sucked. So originally I was gonna quit because of what they were doing, because they were just working me too many hours. And I told them they were working me too many hours. So I thought we had worked it out so that I'd only work a couple days a week. That didn't happen. So I think, honestly, I got fired because I stood up to the manager. But, yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, that place, like, most of the coworkers were nice, but that company just sucked. I mean, the corporate people were just the stereotypical money-grubbing jerks that didn't care, you know, about the state of the hotel as long as they made a quick buck. So, and then a comic I had started writing a while ago, I think 2014 was when I started writing it, Superstar Fighter Shooting Star came out. I was really happy about that. And unfortunately that one, like the animation, the Dojo Destroyers, is kind of in development hell right now until I can get some money together. But yeah, that's going. I was really happy about it. I think it came out. I loved the way the artwork. That's the thing. I don't draw these comics, so like it was really cool to see how my idea came out into the artist's imagination. And by the way, I'm gonna post a link to my artist's link, you know, his art page in the description. Definitely hit him up. He can draw some great stuff, whether you want anime style or American comic style. He can take care of you. So I'm gonna leave a link to that. So, speaking of, I realized I had to do something about my work situation. I had talked about how I was just really tired of working in restaurants because I don't know, you know what, I made 2 videos talking about it. I'm just going to put links in the description to that, so just watch those when you're done with this one. So, I realized I had to do something about my work situation. I talked to an old classmate of mine from Le Cordon Bleu and figured out a game plan. So, we'll move on to something a little more fun. Pokemon Go came out, and while I'm certainly not here to talk about movies and game releases, the experiences I had with Pokemon Go were just great. I mean, I'm sorry that the amount of people playing has dropped significantly. I mean, personally, I loved the Pokemon Go community. Like, I loved how I could just walk right down the street and there would be tons of people playing. Families, businessmen, teachers, doctors, lawyers, college students, everybody was down there playing Pokemon. And you know what? I just loved that community feel where people were just there to have fun. I loved what the game did for people. Like, I heard stories about kids that had, like, you know, social disorders, and this was pushing them to get out of the house and make new friends. It was helping businesses make more money. Like, and I mean like little mom and pop shops. It was helping them make money. I thought that was a wonderful thing. And I don't think the game will ever be what it was back in July. I loved it. Like, I'm still going to keep playing it. And I'm really hoping that they'll release the Gen 2 Pokemon and we'll get more people back in the game. So that was a lot of fun. I still play it. Then let's see. I got the job I have now, and that's my delivery driving job. It was when I got that job that I realized, I was like, I am so much happier here. Like, when I was at the Westin, like, it was almost impossible for me to wake up in the morning because I was just so miserable. And, you know, like, I hadn't gotten a raise in like 2 years. And there was just a multitude of reasons why I was miserable working at the Westin. Whereas with Zoomer, I loved it. I could make my hours. I was making more money. Like, I really felt appreciated, you know? So I'm still doing that. And then that is part of where I made the decision to take a leap of faith. So, you know, now, because with Zoomer, I realized I could make some money. And that also helped a lot because, you know, Unfortunately, when I got fired from the other part-time job, I'm just gonna say them now, a loft. So I got fired from them. It sucked because I went from making 2 checks a week or every 2 weeks to making 1, and that really, made things a little difficult. I got the job at Zoomer, and I was like, you know what? I would love to work for Zoomer full time, but I was like, I need to make sure that I'm actually going to make stable money doing Zoomer. Like, I can't just do Zoomer and I'm not going to make any money, despite how much I love the job. So I talked to some people that said they were full-time drivers. I did it a little more, and man, I'm still loving it. I mean, there are times where, of course, I'd rather be home working on videos or playing a video game or whatever, but you know what? It's been a great job, and I'm really having a lot of fun doing it. So, with that being said, I made the decision to take a leap of faith, and once again, I talk about that in the video. And wow, let me tell you, since I made that leap of faith, I just feel so much better. I mean, I miss not getting 2 checks, but I mean, I wake up happier, I have more energy, just all around doing so much better. So then I went to my first Power Morphicon. And now, for those of you that don't know, Power Morphicon is like a big Power Rangers convention they have out in Pasadena, California every 2 years. So I went because I wanted to meet some of the old cast members. And then, of course, they had some of the cast members from the Japanese version of Zyuranger, or which you Americans, myself included, knew as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that was really cool. I even got to speak Japanese a little bit with the Japanese cast, which was cool because I haven't formally studied Japanese in about 11 years. So, I was impressed at how much I remembered of the language. So, and I met some new friends there. I thought the convention would be great. It wasn't just about meeting the actors or anything, but, I wanted to go to California because I really have never been. And I figured the genre I did Superstar Fighter Shooting Star on, it would be perfect to advertise it there. So I went. I had a pretty good time. It wasn't as successful as I had hoped, but go friggin' figure. The day I decided the day that I had to fly back to Virginia was the same day that everybody started hitting up Artist Alley. At least I know for next time. And I had a good time. I got to hang out I got to be in a podcast, Geeks of the Galaxy. Those guys are pretty cool. And then I got to hang out with my friend Marie, who I'd seen a couple times at cons, but never really got a chance to sit down and talk with him. So it was really kind of cool to get to know him a little better, And then of course got to hang out with John. So that was a lot of fun. That was a good trip. I hope we can do that again too. So, oh boy, then, I think a week or 2 later, I got a new car. Now, my car was okay. I mean, it had a lot of miles on it, but I didn't realize that it was going to knock on death's door. I mean, I was driving home for my haircut one day, and it just started acting funny, and next thing I know, the thing started to die in the middle of an intersection. I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to block traffic. I could get in an accident. I mean, it was bad. And luckily, the car had enough momentum that it got through the intersection. And I'm so thankful to the guy behind me who actually got out of his car and helped me push it into a parking lot next door. So mad props to that guy for helping me out, because I was a little worried I was gonna get really hurt. So I got a new car. It's 2016, which is awesome. So unfortunately, it's great that also my student loans got paid off, but it kind of sucks that I'm paying for a car payment. But that's okay. It was bound to happen soon. Then I'm not gonna dwell on this one too much, because it's kind of hurtful to think about, but Jenna, my little corgi, unfortunately, she passed. She got pancreatitis when I was in Hawaii. And that was kind of, I guess, my first little worry that things were going south with her health. I mean, she was almost 13 when she passed. So she got pancreatitis and she lost a lot of weight. Like, she used to be dangerously overweight, and then she lost a lot of weight. So, unfortunately, it was just getting to the point where we were just giving her treatments and she wasn't progressing in health, so I had to make the decision to say goodbye. And I have always thought that animals knew when it was their time to go. At least animals like dogs and cats. And you know what? I think Jenna said, hey, this new girl Sherry is taking wonderful care of Justin, and now that I've seen that they're established and he's in good hands, I'm gonna pass the care on to Sherry. So take care of him, Sherry. And I said goodbye to Jenna, and I said I'll see you in the next life. So, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really hard just coming home to myself, because before, I come home and Jenna would be right there. But I came home and there was nobody there except me. And that really got to me, because Jenna, even though she wasn't officially a therapy dog, she was a therapy dog. So I got the 2 new cats thanks to my stepfather, which was really nice, Leo and Takumi. So, actually, kind of a funny story about that. My mom thought I named the other one Taco Meat. And I'm like, Mom, why? And she goes, won't Sherry get offended? And I'm like, first of all, Sherry's Dominican, she's not Mexican. And even if she was, I mean, what's she gonna do? Look at the cat and say, this is not the food of my people, and pull out a gun and say, you're dead, bandejo. No, that's not it. I named him Leo and Takumi after 2 characters from Fire Emblem Fates. So, they've been great cats. I mean, cause a little bit of trouble sometimes, that's cats for you. But I will say one of the nice things is because, typical cats, they use a litter box. Because one of the things that really bothered me with Jenna was working those long hours and leaving her here at the house. I always felt so bad because, it's not like I really had anybody else here to take care of her, because all my friends worked either at the same time I was at work, or they just were so far away they couldn't really do anything. So it's nice that I can feed the cats, give them clean litter, and I know they're going to be okay for a long period of time. So, I will say that I took my leap of faith in October. It was mid-October when I left. And, when I left the Westin. And, well, like I said, I don't regret that decision. And, before I'd taken the leap of faith, I saw a little video by Steve Harvey. And no, I'm not going to make any Miss Universe jokes. The internet's kind of done that to death. But I saw an interesting video by Steve Harvey, and he was talking about taking a leap of faith. And he was using the analogy, it's like jumping off a cliff with a parachute. He said, now, you can stay on the cliff and not jump and not use your parachute, and you're going to be okay. Or you can take a jump and you can experience new things. And he said, now you are going to hit some rocks on the way down. And I certainly hit some rocks on the way down, some jagged ones even. But, I mean, I was prepared for it, at least so I thought. But it wasn't, I don't know, it could have gone a little better. But, I mean, I feel like, I'm starting to pick up the pieces, get back to where I was before. I think I've finally figured out, save, my money a little better, because, I switched to a new job, so I was trying to figure out things with money, and, of course, I'm not on salary, so it's not like I make the same money every paycheck. But I'm getting weekly pay now, which I love way better than bi-weekly pay. So I've been able to save a little bit of money every paycheck, and then I want to show you something else. Like, see, remember those coin boxes I showed you? I've started filling it up. Now, I know I'm certainly not going to be rich overnight doing this, but, you know, hey, you know what they say, a penny saved is a penny earned, and it's been money I made off Zoomer, so it's not like I lost money. This was like, you know, change from cash orders I did, and then it got reimbursed to me, so that was real nice. So overall, 2016 has been a pretty good year. I mean, there's definitely certain things I wish could have been a little better, but overall, it was pretty successful. I do wish I'd been able to do more tables at cons, and I'm really hoping I can do some more sometime next year because, as I've said in previous videos, I don't want the typical life of, you know, just putting my nose to the grindstone, doing a 9-to-5 with benefits, and that's it. Like, I've always wanted something I would enjoy. Like, and I know that I may have to work a lot more than just working a 9-to-5 with benefits. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, I've been doing those abandoned documentaries on the Podcast Dojo. I love it. I love writing comic books. In fact, I was thinking about it, and I've loved writing comic books since I was about 8 or 9 years old. Sure, those comics back then were really stupid, but you know what? Everybody starts somewhere, and I mean, how imaginative can an 8-year-old really get? Well, pretty imaginative, but as far as good writing, you know, how many 8-year-olds can really do good writing? So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to doing new stuff. Check out those links in the description below. Definitely be sure to check me out on the new channel I co-produce with Ray, the Podcast Dojo. Guys, I really hope your 2016 was good. If by chance it wasn't, I'm sorry, and I really hope 2017 makes up for it in spades. Alright guys, I will see you in 2017.